Well, as always, it's going to be one game at a time. We're focused on King's College right now. It's our first test, and it's on the road. So, it's a new program, but it's a program that's going to build because they've got a great coaching staff, and we're just looking forward to our first challenge right now and preparing for a weekend on the road is never easy.
The goals for this year for our team is to, obviously we're looking at the national championship, but in smaller steps, we're taking it practice by practice, game by game, focusing on our first game this weekend against King's College, and then Newman after that. And I think just focusing on each game and preparing for each game is going to be our goal, and then just throughout the season prepare individually.
I think the biggest thing for us to maintain consistency throughout the year is to stay in the moment. I think it's a long season. It's a long, 5-month season, and we have to do a good job as a coaching staff to keep the guys in the moment, to prepare each and every day. Because when seasons do get long, practice can get boring. There's things that we have to do as a coaching staff to keep the guys fresh, and I think that'll go a long way to us playing well at the end of the year.
Things in preseason we've been doing is, some conditioning, focusing a lot on D-zone, playing fast. That's one thing we want to do this year is play extremely fast and north and south. We don't want to go too much east to west, and we want to just focus on getting the puck up ice, focus on that defense, getting right up and attacking their net.
Well, I think it's a fun process to get to the top. And it's a really hard process to stay at the top. So I think what we have to do is to make sure that we stay in the moment. We're doing the things necessary to prepare for the next game, and on top of that, making sure we're holding everybody accountable, preaching good habits, holding guys accountable for doing the right things on the ice at all times and not letting anything go. It's those little things, attention to detail, that's going to, help us win games in March. So that's, as a coaching staff, that's what we'll focus on this year.
I think the most memorable experience for me is in my 2 years is definitely winning the SUNY championship, but I think overall it's just, how good of a family we are, how close we are all. It's little connections that we're building that are just making us all so close, and that's really showing the success. We're all literally a family and care about individually each other as much as possible, and as much as the guy you sit next to. And I think that is just so memorable to see our relationship is growing, and new guys brought in, they're family right off the bat, and I think that's the most memorable experience.
Well, one of the things that I told the team in our preseason meeting was, I'm really excited that, we only lost 2 players from last year's team, but at the same time, that's a huge problem for me because they're going to automatically expect success. And it's going to be our job to make sure that they understand and that it just doesn't happen that way. They're going to have a bullseye on their back. So it's the top players that are returning, that it's their job to not only be the best players on the ice, but be the best players on the ice when they're labeled on the ice. They have a bullseye on their back. So it's going to be a great challenge for them in particular. They're going to grow this year. There's going to be some adversity that we face throughout the course of games, and it's going to be fun as a coach to watch how they react.